And joining me now is Representative Vivian Flowers, Democrat from Pine Bluff. She is also the president of the newly created Women of Color Vote PAC. Always a pleasure to have Representative Flowers with us. Thank you for being here. And tell me, first of all, Representative Flowers, why do you think this PAC is needed?
Thank you, Roby. It's good to be here again. I think this is the first time we've gotten together post-pandemic. It is sorely needed in the same way that other PACs are needed. You know, political action organizations are set up to galvanize and combine resources. It serves as a tool to address very specific targeted issues. So this PAC will be a nonpartisan PAC because we're focused on issues that are specific to women of color. And you know, the last point I'll make about the need for it, we have perhaps thousands of PACs that have been registered and are perhaps all you know, active in the state of Arkansas to do that same thing, whether it's for hunting, whether it's for right to life or rights to choose. And out of all of those thousands of PACs, none of them have been established and registered to address address issues that are specific to women of color. It's needed.
Well, let's talk about what some of those issues may be that the PAC is going to address. What do you think some of the issues are that you want to see some action on?
Pay equity and poverty, which go hand in hand. Health. I think that you can raise any health issue, any disease state, any morbidity statistic, and what you will find is that women of color are at the bottom of that statistic and negatively impacted. And so, you know, the other point I'll make is while this has a very specific focus in terms of the demographic or racial and ethnic groups that are targeted, African American, Latinx, Asian, particularly Asian, Pacific, and Native women, these issues affect the entire state. And I know for a fact that, you know, men care about these issues and white women care about these issues. And at the end of the day, all women are affected. The third issue, aside from pay equity and poverty and health, are violence against women.
Well, you mentioned earlier this is a nonpartisan group, suggesting that you're going to be interested in candidates on both sides of the aisle, maybe even some third-party candidates there. Tell me, what's the goal? What's the goal for fundraising? What's the goal for getting women of color elected to office?
We are focused on training. We're focused on education and awareness. I think that a lot of times especially when you're looking at the parties, the focus is we gotta get a Democratic woman or man to run. And what we're gonna be focused on, or a Republican, we're gonna be focused on issues. And just as you said, you know, whether it's a Republican woman of color or a Democratic woman of color, if that woman of color or those women of color who are interested in running, who are recruited to run once they understand the issues and wanna get involved, agree with and are committed to pushing forward the agenda of Women of Color Vote PAC, they will be supported. And in addition to finding funding support for those women, we are interested in, again, providing education and awareness for elected officials and other candidates, because a lot of the information that is very specific to women of color in Arkansas and the nation is information that is rarely taken into consideration when we're making policy decisions. And so we want to change that.
Representative Vivian Flowers, now also the president of the Women of Color Vote PAC. Always good to have you with us, Representative Flowers. Thank you.
Thank you, Roby.